What's up, Barnhill family, and welcome back to your home for all things combat sports.
Yo.
Well, Nick, I don't want to say Jake Paul Anderson Silva rises to the level of WWE, but there were certainly elements of this fight that felt fixed to me.
I have to agree with you, and I did predict Jake Paul to win this fight. However, I didn't see him going the distance with Anderson Silva. I thought if he was going to win, he was going to knock him out. Unfortunately, it seemed like maybe Anderson Silva was a little bit in on the fix, and he was pulling some punches. I don't see how you can watch that fight and see all the positions that Anderson Silva was able to create for himself and all the bad positions that Jake Paul was leaving himself in and come to the conclusion that he wasn't pulling some punches. You know, Anderson Silva is one of the most respected martial artists that the combat sports world has ever seen, and he's known as one of the GOATs for good reason. But I just feel like this fight was not a true representation of the Spider Silva. It's not the one that we knew forever. To me, it felt like a guy who was willing to pass the torch to the new up-and-comer, the guy who's going to line your bank account. He's going to give you a bunch of money, and all we want you to do is go have a fun night of fights with him, but try not to knock him out.
Glorified sparring session is the word that comes to mind when I think back on this fight. As you said, Anderson Silva, when you can create those types of angles and positions on your opponent, look at the second round, for example, when Silva was walking him down, slipping punches, rolling punches. Jake was hitting nothing but air, and Anderson had his hands down. He was having some fun. When you show and demonstrate that you're that far ahead of your opponent as far as your skill set goes, then all there's left to do is just deliver the power shots. You've created the angles and positions for yourself. Jake Paul was against the ropes. He was even in the corner at certain times, and Anderson Silva was inside on him. The side of the face was clearly open. He could have ripped to the body, but instead he kind of peppered shots here and there, and he looked like he was more out to prove that, hey, look, I can slip and make you miss and do it in such an easy way that I'm going to show everybody how much better I am than you, even though I'm not going to knock you out. Now, I don't think this was a fight where it was scripted. This is going to happen in the first round. This is going to happen in the second round. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying when I say that there was a fix involved. I think what happened here is that Anderson Silva was paid a lot of money to not knock Jake Paul out. I think they said, look, go in there, have some fun, make him miss, make it look competitive, make it look entertaining, but don't land the big power shots on him that we know that you can land. I think that's what happened, and I really believe that Anderson has a bigger goal in mind, and that is to create this Fighters Association with Jake. Obviously, he made a fortune doing this fight, and so I think to him, he was like, look, at almost 50 years old, get in there with a young kid who's doing some things for fighter pay, pass the torch to him, not hurt him, not embarrass him, and I think ultimately that's what happened. Silva, if you look at him in between rounds, he wasn't even breathing heavy. He was standing up, just talking to his corner, looked like he was in good spirits, and Jake is sitting on the bench, mouth wide open, breathing heavily. His coach is kind of pouring water on him, trying to get him motivated for the next round. It didn't look to me like one of the fighters who was winning the fight was the one who was putting more energy in. It looked exactly opposite of that.
Yeah, Silva looked like he was the kind of guy that was in some easy sparring rounds, maybe going with somebody who was light years below him in skill and just having some fun with him, letting him survive, letting him get his shots and opportunities going. But I certainly didn't see Anderson Silva going out there looking for the kill. I am light years below where Anderson Silva is as a striker, but I can tell you, if you want to keep somebody safe in a sparring round or even in a fight, you can do that. And if you have enough skills like Anderson has, it's very easy for you to do that. And you can almost mask it and make it look like they can contest with you when realistically they can't. But now that I've thrown enough shade on this entire fight, which I do think it deserved, I feel like we got to give Jake Paul a little bit of credit because he has made leaps and bounds in his progress as a boxer. I mean, the Jake Paul that fought Deji would have no chance at even trying to survive against Anderson Silva. So he has made some great progress. And I feel like the way he was ensuring that he was going to win was all those body shots. He kept jabbing to the body, leaving himself completely exposed for shots coming over the top. But Anderson never seemed to throw anything over the top. And that's why the scorecard looked the way it did. You know, Anderson Silva wound up getting caught in that 8th and final round. And I don't think that was a joke. I don't think Anderson Silva sat down on that or anything. I think that was a legitimate hard punch that put Anderson Silva down. He's obviously got a chin to where he can deal with that sort of stuff. But Jake Paul is doing some great things. I just feel like we got to get somebody in there that isn't willing to play ball with him, because at some point, somebody's going to flip the script on him and really hurt him if they continue to do this.
I think you're absolutely right. Thanks for watching this video, guys. We're your hub for all things combat sports. If that's your jam, we appreciate a subscribe and a like on the video, and drop us a comment down below. We'll see you next time.
Peace.